Alright guys, based off popular request, I've had some people ask me, how do I wick the Ragnar 35 from SteamCrave? So I figured I was just in the process of doing this, getting tank set up for next week. So we've got some Mega Chungus, 5 wrap, 5 core aliens on the deck. We've got some pre-cut strips of Muji that measure in right at a ½ an inch wide. So ½ inch is what, about 12 to 13 millimeters, give or take. We're going to peel our outer layer off. We're going to grab each end. Slight little tug to break up the fibers. Little roll, little tuck, little pull. Slight little resistance when you pull it through, which is exactly what you're looking for. You don't want it too loose, otherwise you get a ton of crackle and spit. You don't want it too tight, otherwise, well, it's not going to wick. There's a fine line here, but with 4.5 millimeter coils, a ½ inch wide strip of Muji is absolutely perfect. You could set down and pre-cut a pile of them at a ½ inch wide for 4.5 mil coils, and they'll be perfect every time. This one's a little tighter than I want, so if you're a little tight, all you gotta do is just grab a little bit, pull it off, form it back, there we go. Okay, now for our length of wick, I bring my shears up right under the edge of the deck, lay them flat, snip, bring it up, eyeball the other one off of it, snip. Then we're going to come in, we're going to kind of flatten them out. We're going to do a little snip off the side, a little snip off the side, I'll spin it around. We're going to do the same thing right under the edge of the deck. You can even grab both of them at once if you want. I would advise, if you do that, make sure you have sharp shears. Little snip, little snip, little snip. Now we're just going to fluff it up. Nothing too crazy. Some people snip that. It's really preference, it doesn't matter. A little fluffy fluffy. A little more fluffy fluffy. When you fluff cotton, you want to make sure that you not only fluff the top, but you fluff under it as well. Try and really get it all nice and fluffy. Okay, so we've got our wick length. This one, we're going to trim a little off the ends. What we're looking for, ideally, as far as length goes, is right at that O-ring. That's my target. I want to be right at that O-ring. So all we're going to do is just kind of pick it up. We're not packing anything in. We're just getting the cotton to lay in there. And that's why, for me, the length of the wick is very important. If it's too long, it's going to choke it. If it's too short, it's going to flood. So long as you're just kissing that O-ring. Should be good. Trim a little extra off of here. Some people take like an hour doing this. I don't know how it would take an hour to do this. I mean, it's literally this simple. And I'll run this build at 250 watts all day, chain vaping. Not given one AF. That doesn't make sense. It's alright though. You get the gist. So that's it. Tucked, done, nothing's packed. It's just in there nice and loose. Now we're time for juice. This deck is super forgiving. You can over pack it with cotton. It's still gonna run great for the most part. We're gonna run some of this stuff from Cloud Chemist called Chemical X. It's new to me, I've never ran it, so we'll see. You want to make sure that everything is well saturated. To wick your coil, if you just gently tap the fire button when you got juice on it, you can watch the juice absorb right into it. You're not looking to hit the fire button and send it home, because if your cotton in the center of the coil is not saturated, well, fire. Some people break their coils in that way and their cotton in that way. That's not my speed. So we just keep going and going. At this point, we got plenty of juice on there. Judging by the smell, Chemical X is going to be Fruit Loops. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the names of them when I scooped them up. Just grabbed them. Maybe this is Apple Jacks. I think this is Apple Jacks. Okay. Quick little dry burn. There we go. Let's put it together. As much as possible, you don't want to handle the deck. You don't want to get your hands on your juice. You don't want to play with your stuff. You just want to get it all back together. The best way to do that is to put it back on your chimney. Slap your bottom cap on. Take care of this. Actually, let's check this. Not a bad habit to get into. Checking your 510 pin. Don't need to do it every time. Every once in a while, though. It'll throw your resistance off. Then you'll wonder if your coils are messed up or something weird's happening. It's usually not the case. That's usually it. Okay, let's lock it. Some people don't lock it on their initial fill because we know that half of it's going to go into the base cup. I always do, just from personal preference. Caps on snug. Open our juice flow back up. Watch your drink. Okay, let's take it up top. All right, back up top. Got it juiced up, got it wicked up, loaded up, ready to go. What are we doing? Yep. Definitely Apple Jacks. First couple pulls, very saturated because, well, we manually saturated the cotton. But that's it. Probably take half dozen cracks off of it at a little lower wattage just to get cotton broke in. Then we'll go up to 250 where I run this build. But the Ragnar is a very straightforward tank to wick. It's a very forgiving tank to wick. It works flawlessly. It's a great tank. Hopefully, if anybody's struggling on wicking these, that this helps out. Peace.